Hey, brothers and sisters, what's up? This is the Reluctant Habib back again. All right, pay attention to this. So, some simp that don't like my channel, that's trolling my channel, had this video age restricted. So I said, okay, I removed all the pictures of black women, period. The Afro Latina, so that we don't need to represent them because maybe that's who they had a problem with. And I kept La Negra because she proves a point. All right. And why is it that when you talk about who a brother can talk to, people have a problem? Okay, as I said, this is the Reluctant Navi. Let me greet everybody real quick. Havorten Hadugudag, Ola Oi to the Bang, Vasas Los, Bonjour me, Kid Bawani Konnichiwa, Ni Hao Ni Ama, Sani Nani, Jumbo Bargani, Assalamu alaikum and Shalom. Okay, and so this was about the chance for love in Latin America for Afro brothers in the United States, right? And so Google went on ahead and said that it was going to be age restricted. Some of y'all that saw the first video understand that there was nothing but women on the beach in bathing suits, how they dress in Latin America. I said, okay. And then the other questionable picture was the black women. All right, so I took all of them out, period, except for Amira Alegre. All right. The thing is, you got some simps coming to our channels. All right, they can't take the video down because, again, YouTube writes that I did not violate any of their policies. There is no nudity or anything else in there. But wait a minute. It says, thank you for submitting your video appeal to YouTube. After further review, we determined that your video does not violate, again, your video does not violate our community guidelines. But they are still saying it still may not be appropriate for general audiences. Why? Because I am talking about Afro men having dating choices outside of the black woman. And Google and YouTube seems to be against it. But I'm going to show you how much hypocrisy and how much of a hypocrite whoever is making these judgments is. All you got to do is please, first thumbs up, then go straight to the description box. I'm going to put links to 3 videos in the description box. I want you to go look at those videos, and you don't even have to look at them. Just skim through them. Wait till you see the live pictures, and wait till you see how much you can see of this black woman, and nobody thought that was inappropriate for age. And trust me, you'll be able to see much of everything as she advertises lace stuff and is monetized and not youth restricted. All right, I told you this is some racism stuff against Afro men and trying to keep us on the plantation. All right, and restrict our ability to speak to each other, period. So we're not even talking about demonetization. When they age restrict something, they're trying to hide it from public view. Afro men talking about to each other about the chance for finding real love from a woman, since you can't get it from the black woman in the United States. So here's the next attempt to put this up. All right, so get those thumbs up, brothers. All right, and then come back to this video. But go look at the videos in the link and just skim through them. You don't even have to listen to what she's saying. Skim through them till you see what she's trying on and the pictures. And you tell me if there's some hypocrisy, grade A, USDA grade A, #1 choice hypocrisy going on with the people making these judgments at Google, YouTube, who happen to be Caucasian males that lean left. Go figure. All right, let's continue. Point this out about the girl in the middle. known for her beauty, and her child won't have it because the beauty that they're known for is their darkness in Africa. They will sell it out in a minute to a Caucasian man to make sure that they will not produce a child that have their same beauty that will get them the same notoriety in the same industry. Understand that. So legacy does not get passed from the Afro legacy does not get passed down through the woman. It's always the man. All right. So let me remind you, like, share, subscribe. When you subscribe, click the notification bell. If you want to donate to what the channel does in the community, my PayPal me link will be in the description box. Remember, take care of yourself and family first. And if you want to know what we're actually doing in the community, all you got to do is type in favela, Reluctant Navi favelas. All right, and you'll see what we're doing. The same thing we're doing in the favelas, we're trying to do in our own community. Only the people that are against us and against that good man doing anything in the community is the black woman. The people that the black woman don't trust the most in the community is the black man trying to do well and teach the children good things so that they will grow up to be strong and prosper. But you know who the black woman is not afraid of having around her children? The dude with all the trees that they smoke up in their house. Understand this. And you wonder why the community is doing so bad. And you know why the black woman keeps doing this? Because they get a pass from the D police trying to tell us not to go anywhere. Well, we're like, F that. Not only are we taking our resources to people that appreciate us, that's why I'm bringing up Latin America. All right. But we're going to work in communities with people that appreciate us as Afro men, without having to give up our heritage of who we are. Period. So when we think of the Latina population, right now the big thing going on is Amira Alegre. Mrs. La Negra is typical of what you may find where she is from, but not all conclusive, right? So what I'm going to show you in this video is the law of averages for the Afro brother in the U.S. when we travel abroad. Who are we likely to pick up? Who are we likely to have a chance with? We're not talking about the one-night stand. This could be anybody desiring just to try to hook up, maybe for dates and money. No, we're talking about for longevity, longevity in relationship. What chance do we have? Okay, it's not her type. So what you have is you have a bunch of these Afro women, Afro Latina, that wants to embrace the language, because the language Latina means different type of Afro. But the behavior is exactly the same as what you would get from the BAF in the United States. They will turn around and say they embrace their Latina, not realizing that Latina is just the base of the language that their slave masters taught them. Let me say that again. Not realizing that Latina is the basis of the language that their slave masters taught them, and black is a color. But what she will not embrace is her ethnicity and the history of melanated people. How do you know this? Because, well, she will hop. She's a sack for Caucasian men. Her target is Caucasian men, but she wants to get to them off the backs of Afro men. Understand this. It's a club that the black women are in, whether they speak Latin-based languages or the U.S., which is U.S. English is a conglomerate of a bunch of different languages. All right. So she don't embrace her ethnicity on the Afro side. She does not. What she's doing is she's using her skin color and everything else as a gimmick to break into Caucasian zone by going that way off the backs of the Afro people. Period. Because what she sees is she sees a bunch of black women like Eve end up with white millionaires. And even though they're not going to bear any children, get that money or anything, they are going to promote that once they get with these men. All right. So while they're doing that, what choices do we have? Well, we can still go to the Latino communities. Why? All right. The same thing that these women are promoting in the Latin countries is the same thing that the black women are promoting here in the U.S. And it's all about getting fame at any cost, notoriety. And trust me, Amira Alegre, if not for her popularity, right, she's going to hit that wall a lot sooner than you think. And the only thing that'll get her the Caucasian man is the ability for him to use her for her popularity. And that's what she's vying for, to be used by the Caucasian man. All right? In all her videos, the love scenes are with Caucasian men. The dance scenes are with Afro men. And we question the word men on that with some of the dancers. And they proudly want to not be men, some of the dancers. Okay? And so that's not a problem. So why is it that she has no real love scenes in her videos with Afro men? Because she does not embrace her quote-unquote blackness. She's trying to use it to get a Caucasian man so she can have a child that won't have her blackness. You see what I'm saying? All right. She is willing to carry the seed of somebody. And the funny thing is, the Latina women and the Caucasian women will carry the seed of an Afro man to put that melanin back in the community. Think about that for a minute. One is trying to get rid of it. One set of women are trying to get rid of it. The other set of women are actually embracing it and want it in the community, in the family. This is her ultimate dream right here. All right. So she never did, never will. She does not embrace melanin. She does not embrace melanin. She's trying to get rid of it. So, what chances do you have? The beach, the places, just being out and about, any place in South America. All right. While you have people that have been trained not to like Afro people, women are going to like what they like. All right. And some women want to be happy, not rich. They want to be taken care of. And that's what wealth is. They want less work, right? They want to be able to get the things that they need and get some of the things that they want. They want to be able to bring them some things. When their phone breaks, they would like a phone. And they'll keep that phone until it breaks. They don't want a new phone every year. I know this personally. All right. The women that I talk to in the South Americas, they desired perfume. Not makeup, perfume. Period. Don't know what it is with perfume. So it's not going to be cost prohibitive. as it would be for a black woman in the United States who, if you buy her something that isn't exactly what she wants, that's really, really expensive, but you still get her some expensive stuff, she's going to throw it around the room unappreciated. Of the things that you bought her. And then you're filming it and dudes are saying, man, why are you still in a relationship with that kind of a woman? Okay, so when you go to these places, right, you got to understand something. Some of the women, if you understand, that are melanated, they're not studying for you. And you can kind of tell by who they're hanging with, how they're acting and stuff. And if you are a good person, again, the mentality of the black woman in the United States have seeped in everywhere. But there's even a way to tell whether the melanated one wants you to try to use you or not. The sad part is the people that are more serious about wanting you for you and not using you have less melanin than the melanated. Because remember, the melanated is trying to follow their worship, who they worship, and that's the black woman in the United States. And then they're wondering why nobody wants to be with them in their country. All right, so you got to be careful with these. But you see some telltale signs, like the weave. Okay, you see some telltale signs like the weave. In Latin America, you'll see it in Africa, that their desire is to pull a Caucasian man. Right? Now, you have some where you do have a chance, and they're melanated. All right? They tend to stay more natural. All right? They tend to stay their more natural self. All right. You can tell by who they hang out with where they want to be or who they want. So you go to Salvador and Bahia, oh yeah, your chances are pretty good at getting one of these. All right. If you're going to a place that's frequented by Afro people and Afro males, then that means they're looking for Afro males. All right. So if you look at the backgrounds of these pictures and you see who's actually in their presence, you will understand what I'm talking about. All right. And so it is what it is. And these are the chances that you have. But there are less of these. And I know y'all are thinking like this, oh, heel to the year. You could hook up with a woman kind of like this in Latin America if you are a brother from the U.S. And everybody knows that you're not rich. So don't let that myth that the BAWs and the Triple S crew, their simps are trying to, the D police that they're trying to spread. No, it's not the case. These women are lovely, shapely, beautiful in every way. Y'all saw pictures my last visit, and I'm on the pool, and that's the woman that I was talking to, and another woman from Argentina, looking like this, and everybody just drooling at the bits. And the reason why I don't drool at the bits because I'm used to them looking like this, because I see it every day. You know, it's just how they look. You just get used to beauty every day. Another thing you get used to is femininity, right? And so you have a good chance, all right, with these women right here, all of these, you have a good chance. And some of the times, if you learn the language just good enough, good enough to start somewhat of a conversation, they will work with you if you have the proper tools to be able to communicate. Some of the times that's your cell phone and Google Translate. And that's kind of fun for them, is because they desire to learn English, to better communicate with you. They're not trying to leave where they live, contrary to what the BAWs will try to tell you here, to frighten you away from going there, because they know they cannot compete with this. The simps, the Sambles, and the Triple S crew, they're mad because they're so brainwashed they don't know that they can leave the plantation. All right? And some have no hope of leaving because they messed their lives up so much that if they do get the money to leave, they'll never get the visa. They might be able to go to Mexico, and there's some love there in Mexico. Got a brother that can attest to that. All right? There's some Afro melanated love, and there's some lighter love in Mexico, just like this. All right? But brothers ain't trying to tell you the truth. The women definitely aren't going to tell you the truth. All right? You have, except for the one in the middle, look like she just got married. All right? You have a chance to get with, as an Afro brother, women that look like all of these that I'm showing you a picture with the exception of the most melanated ones that have come to America to get their money, to get themselves a Caucasian man. Period. That's what all that's about. All right. All that mess, oh, we're embracing our Latino melanin. No, that's a gimmick. The real women that want to embrace melanin chooses a melanated man. Think about that for a minute. All right. And basically that's that. A melanated man chooses who loves him. Period. Thing seems to be lost on so many people. All right. But the melanated man, we tired of playing games with these fools, as they say. We don't want any. We tired. We're not only tired, we're sick and tired. All right. So if this rolling up to us with a smile like this, oh yeah, we jumping on that ship, because they trying to jump on our ship and make us the captain of their home. Oh, that's the other thing we're not going to get. We have our differences, but it's not going to be a lot of, fighting where the woman actually puts her hands on the man. We're seeing this a lot in the U.S. because they have the belief that the man won't hit back in the U.S. But there are countries where they have respect for the strength of the man. It's just not in the U.S. All right, so you can shoot your shot so long as you know a little bit of the language and have a tool there to help you with what you don't know. All right, all you need to know is greetings in an intro and practice them to speak them like you're them well enough so that they can understand. All right, and you have a shot. You have a better shot when you go there than you do all your life here. You spent all your life here and still single, and you go there and in 4 days you pick up a woman that wants to stay with you, be around you, that you met on the beach. Yeah, they make decisions kind of quick. They seem to know a good man when they see you. Oh, because you got a passport and a visa. So they say, ooh, no criminal record. So I want y'all to understand this. They have love for brothers that can travel. All right. They want a relationship with brothers that can travel. And it's not all about buying them a bunch of iPhones and crap like that. They don't use stuff like that. Perfume and stuff like that, yeah. And some of the stuff you ain't going to have to buy. Like the products for their own hygiene, they're not going to have you buy that stuff. They take care of that themselves. I found out that the stuff to take care of their body and their stuff, internally and externally, they buy themselves. With the exception of maybe shoes, all right, they don't want you buying all their feminine products. They don't do the weed thing, all right. They buy all their makeup and stuff themselves, and they'll ask you to buy perfume. Wow. All right. Meanwhile, these women will make love to their degree, right? Diss good men on the way, and then find out, oh my goodness, I just hit 50. My degrees don't mean a hill of beans, right? I have no money. Now I got to depend on a dude that is a pure D minimalist in order to make it. And no man wants me because I hit that wall. Yeah, that's when these black women start realizing they're going to die alone. No children, no nothing. They didn't do anything that females are supposed to do. They are not going to be able to pass nothing down. All right, and they're going to die not being a part of no kind of legacy except the legacy of loneliness. Because guess what? You guessed it. The wall is still undefeated. And when the black woman in the United States hit that wall, is going to be alone. Whereas look like a lot of Latina women with brothers traveling won't be alone. As a matter of fact, when they hit that wall, they will already be solidified in a relationship with a guy that cares about them because they didn't fight him, ward him off. Oh, and they showed him love the whole time. Didn't try to bankrupt him either. Too bad that black women won't learn that lesson soon enough. With that said, I'm out.